when you're dealing with mind-to-mind communication, I think it was Mark Twain who said, I don't want to hear about the moon unless somebody has been there. Um, so my advice to anybody doing research and development with telepathy, look to maybe your sources, that unusual sources. I mean, there's a history with dreaming. There's a history with psychic phenomena, and you have to use your best judgment, your discernment on that. But remote viewing, a lot of research done on that, and just strange occurrences. I'm not saying all of it um, is reliable. And that's why I say you need to use discernment in that. A lot of what I've read, I have bits and pieces here and there, and some books, there are just bits and pieces that relate to my experience. And I guess that is one of the advantages I have, is when you experience it, you try to frame it with what others have experienced, um, with research that's out there. Maybe you can relate to the quantum mirage, the law of uncertainty, randomness, virtual memory. I mean, you pull all of these things together, remote viewing, precognition, and my focus mainly is with dreams and dream states, states of consciousness, but also how the different planes affect us, which versions of us are on the digital plane, what we project in the physical, um, and also, introspection. Always been a very um, introspective kind of person, very aware of what's going on in my body. So, and trying to, without a medical background, just very basic, without any true scientific background, you try a little bit of everything. Well, if you're dealing with telepathy or mind to mind or neural lacing, you need to deal with the other senses also. There is the richness in dealing with not all the senses that we are aware of, and the senses are mixed. Um, I mean, there's lots of data on memory. Just think about the things that you wouldn't remember if you didn't remember scent or the taste. And my experiences in the inner world is I get a aromatic taste. I have to. It's those two are tied together. For me, it's just a sense that I get. It's not warming. It's you get this. You know. Sometimes I get this what I call wood chippy, or if you can imagine those aromatic kind of wood chips, or sweetness, or and it's not just heat. It's not just cool. That sense. It's not. It's dry. It's the elements. I mean, we are physical beings. Um, that tactile sense is very important to us. How we perceive the physical world, and with your inner world, when you sense, and women know this, you you have certain things, especially if you have given birth or been pregnant, you recognize another. You recognize these movements that are not your own, and that's one of the advantages I think I have in this. In addition to being introspective, also very in tune with my body, knowing when I'm not feeling quite right. Um, I haven't had serious health issues, but I have a high threshold for pain, and but even those lower grade aches, I'm very aware of, and the location of certain things. And again, I'm not an expert on anatomy, so a lot of my drawings and are very stick figure-ish. But I also look at it as, if other people experience this in the future, what will they understand? You can't be very technical with people who are experiencing these things or side effects. You have to consider that. If you're creating this for the population at large, the public, you have to be aware that you need to talk in layman's terms. And so that's how I approach it. In certain things I might be more specific on, just based on my experience and focus in life. In online education, I have dealt with, played around with technology and mixed it up in certain ways and applied it to the educational realm. And so when we deal with technological advances and the application of those, my mentor was known as walking into one of our offices and saying, I have an idea, and we all cringed, we're like, okay, well, give us the idea and we'll work it through, we'll talk it over. So talking about technological advances, I am all for, trying out new technology. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You always have to push those boundaries. We do this, and I'm thinking about smartphones, there were versions of smartphones that way before actually the touch screen came out and was, went mainstream. And what I like behind the idea of creating something that people don't know that will become an invaluable part of their life, and coming up with that before anybody knows it, seeing that, having that vision, I think that is very cool. And but I also realize to get there, there is so much behind the scenes that goes on to get to that point before that release. So I'm very concerned about, are people thinking things through? I've been in work situations where, administrators don't think things through at all, and you have experts around you and you're not listening to them, and they just making bad decisions and not consulting. So that's what concerns me about this collaboration, and I'm sure we are all separate and not working together. Like I said, I am a person who tries to keep relationships on the same level, whether it's digital, physical, or speaking my heart, or revealing my, the physical aspects, inner aspects of me going on, whether it's health or emotion or psychological, intellectual, right? We all have those filters that we use for different people based on the context. And so you need to consider all of that. And yeah, the whole oops factor of, accidental discovery. That's telepathy happening here. I remember how it all started when, that feeling when you think someone's eavesdropping or spying on you, that sense, somebody's looking at you, you sense that, and you turn around and somebody actually is staring at you. That sense, I had that sense. It's like somebody's listening. I'm getting these sensations, but I'm also thinking people can hear me. Some person might be able to hear me, and so I got upset. I'm like, hey, let's work on a team. Let's work on this. Careful what you wish for. I don't know. How it all started. I don't know those whys yet. When I hear things, just little tidbits in the news, it worries me, it concerns me. I'm hoping, and the voice in my head says there's a lot of good people working on it, and that's somewhat comforting. And I don't get that in related to relationships, with my transparency for the most part. When I have a relationship with someone, that carries across all planes, digital, physical, and speaking my heart out to them. And I don't have some of that with this, so that concerns me. That's somewhat, and I understand some of the reasons behind that. The anonymity, and you don't want to reveal all your secrets. I understand that too. as far as business goes and technological advances. You always want to be the first. You always want to, the whole patent thing, and also just the human trial thing. Yeah, there are times that I don't like being the guinea pig. It's just how it is, and past the point of no return. So make the best of it. I'm sure my thoughts are heard about this over and over and over again. I'm just kind of like the hammer, hammering it in. But you do. You have to think of many aspects, and I think, with the internet team, you have people from different fields that are bringing to the table all different types of advice and expertise, ways of looking at the situation that one might not see. So, I think about those things, but also, when you're dealing with mind-to-mind communication, those inner thoughts. I mean, just think about it for a while. If you're not experiencing that, what if you were? I have, with some of the few people I've told, people I trust, don't know how much they believe me, because this is a little bit unprecedented, and especially from somebody they've known for years and years. One in particular said, "I'm glad that's not happening to me." And so you need to be very careful. Some people will not want to, and even the people who think they do don't understand. I'm like by the book, with my education background. You need to, have it on your syllabus. That disclaimer, that's just glaring and bold, highlighted, underlined. There's just certain things, and that's what the field guide. This is why I'm doing some of these videos, to talk it over to myself and also to the person listening, people listening.